Welcome to this information session, or perhaps rather this video recording on the BTH with Bible and Church Ministry. At this stage, this specific program is only offered at the Potchefstroom campus, so that is where you will be studying if you have already registered for this degree or if you are planning on doing so early in 2021. Now, when deciding what course you are going to register for, one of the first and very important questions that students ask, and rightfully so, is what can I do after completing this degree? Now, there's different career paths that would be possible on completing this qualification, but I think it's a safe assumption if you are interested in a course that's about Bible and church ministry, that that is what you are interested in, passionate about, have a love for the Bible, reading it, understanding it better, perhaps even explaining to others, church ministry, that you feel called to some form of ministry within a congregational context, serving others, and that you feel that calling is the first and perhaps most obvious career path, that this qualification prepares you for Christian church ministry. That can be full time or part time. And just perhaps an important note there that you should just make sure of the requirements for your specific denomination. For some denominations, this 3-year degree is entirely sufficient to be a full-time pastor or minister. Others might want a 4-year qualification, so you might have to complete an honors as well, whereas still other denominations require the not this BTH, but the BDiv that includes languages like Greek and Hebrew. So if you are not sure what your specific denomination's requirements are, perhaps just check with your pastor or minister what those requirements are. But this qualification prepares you then for Christian church ministry in a variety of different denominations. It would also be possible after you've completed this BTH that you can apply for postgraduate studies in theology. And I mentioned the honors already, but that would also then, once you've completed an honors, would open doors to you for a master's degree and even all the way to a PhD. And theology there is intentionally broad because that could include a variety of different subjects. You would be able to go forward in church ministry, looking at practical theology, congregational studies, and so on. Or it would be possible to go into different subjects within theology, such as biblical studies, Old and New Testament, dogmatic, systematic theology. There's a whole variety of different subjects within theology that you can study further and complete postgraduate studies. And also, this qualification would also give you access to the postgraduate certificate in education, which would then make it possible for you to become a teacher, school teacher, where you can teach, again, a variety of subjects, including life orientation, geography, history, or languages such as Afrikaans, English, Sesotho, and so on. So the requirements for this program then, of course, you will need matric exemption, and then you also need an APS of at least 24. Now, if you're not sure what your APS is, there is a link there. You can go on the NWU website, and there is a calculator where you can enter your matric subjects and your results, and it will then show you what your APS is. And as I mentioned, you then need 24 or more in order to gain access to this qualification. There's no specific school subjects that's a requirement, but as I mentioned, an interest in the Bible, Christian ministry, church ministry, theology in general, that is strongly encouraged and would, of course, be very beneficial, although there's no real way to measure that requirement. How you would then register? The name of the program, as you know, is the BTH with Bible and Church Ministry. And when you are registering online, then, as would be the case, you will need at some stage the curriculum code that you have there on the screen. You don't need to memorize it. You will never be asked to write down your curriculum code from memory. So you can just make a note of that for when you have to enter it online. The curriculum code is 3DD H02 T301P. The subjects then that you will be taking in the first year, there are no choice subjects or choice models within this program. It has a set curricula. All of the models are compulsory. It would be possible for you to add additional models if you are interested in them, but it is not compulsory or requirement. So the compulsory models that you will then have to take in the first semester for 2021, there's 3 models. You'll be doing a model in New Testament, one in Old Testament, and one in theology then, which is a very introductory model on theology and dogmatics in specific. The second semester for 2021, you will have a few more, starting with a model in academic literacy, and that is compulsory for all first-year students in all programs on all campuses. Everyone has to do that, so you will have to do that as well. You also then have a model in ethics, one in church and dogma history, one in linguistics, and then again New Testament and Old Testament. To remember that when you now register online, you will have to register for both the first semester's models and the second semester models now already. Now, it is possible for you to add or drop models after registration if it's needed. That's not for the whole of the semester. There is a brief window after registration where you can still change your models, but because there's no choices here, you have to do these compulsory models that most likely won't be necessary. But if you decide you would like to take an additional model, you are more than welcome to do that after registration as well, or you can just do it from the outset. Any questions, anything that's unclear or that you are not certain about, you are more than welcome to contact your faculty advisor on the Potchefstroom campus, and that is myself, Dr. Minitsa Kotze. I'm the program leader for the BTH, and you have my email address there. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If I do not know the answer, I will put you in contact with someone who will be able to answer you. So we are looking forward to this year. It is starting a bit differently than other years, and like 2020 is new territory for all of us, but at the same time we are still really looking forward to meeting you in person, to having our first year's year and for this year.